Hi lovelies, I'm Ariel and this is MavenUnmasked and welcome to my Lumina Tarot deck review. I have had this deck for a few months now, and if I didn't have to read with anything else, if there was nothing else to read with, I would be totally okay with it. I love, love, love this deck. For the longest time, I've been waiting for that deck, like my deck, the deck that spoke to me immediately, that I just was my absolute go-to deck, my deck. And, you know, that's part of the reason why I have so many decks. Yes, I'm also a collector, but I was looking for that deck. And to all you tarot readers out there, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about, that feeling, that deck. And I'm glad to say I finally found it in the Lumina Tarot. Other decks, I thought, you know, that it was going to be the deck, and I got them and I opened them and played with them and they just didn't resonate. This deck is completely different. It's everything I've ever dreamed of in a tarot deck. So, I'll get started with what you get when you purchase this deck from Inner Hue. The deck is created by Lauren Aletta and by, I believe her name is Taryn Swiney, Tegan's Swyny. I don't want to mispronounce your name, sweetie, but Tegan Swinney. I think that's how you say it. Swyny. I'm sorry. Lauren Aletta and Tegan Swyny. From Color Cult, created this deck. When you purchase the deck, you get this fabulous little handwritten thank you from Lauren Aletta. She wrote on mine, Dear Ariel, hello, and thank you. It is a wonderful pleasure to be able to share this magical creation with you. Wishing you a 2016 filled with adventure and love. Love, Lauren. And I think that's just such a beautiful personal touch. It's so sweet, and I'm going to keep the card because it's beautiful. So this is what the box looks like. I'm pretty sure I've shown you this in my unboxing video for this deck. The inside of the box. The box is great, by the way, to keep your cards in. It's absolutely fabulous. I love that it's a nice, solid box. I don't have to worry about it like ripping or tearing or anything like that, and it's beautiful. I do keep my cards in pouches. Sometimes it's just easier to carry when I'm on the go than a box, because the box tends to be a bit bulkier. But this lovely bag. And I chose this bag specifically for working with this deck because it speaks to me like the deck speaks to me. So, live with intention, walk to the edge, listen hard, practice wellness, play with abandon, laugh, choose with no regret, continue to learn, appreciate your friends, do what you love, live as if this is all there is. And that's totally what this deck says to me. So here's the book. It's a lovely sized book. It's nice and thick, beautiful size, so it's easy to carry around with you. She's got her table of contents. She's got some information about the deck and about how this deck is part of her bearing her soul, which I just think is so beautiful. And I'm so thankful you did, Lauren, because it really, really has spoken to mine. She gives you some insights on working with the cards, some tips, getting centered and clear. She's got some spreads in here, and I love the manifestation spread she's got in here. I absolutely love it, as well as the abundance spread. She has an animal that's associated with each suit or each element. So the fox is for wands, which I absolutely love. If you've been reading my blog or paying me any attention at all this year, you'll know that fox has been following me around quite a bit. So I love that fox is in here for the wand suit. For cups, she has the serpent. For swords, she has the hawk, and for pentacles, she has the bear. And I love the thought that went into choosing the animal for each suit. This deck. She also gives you some personality traits in here about the suits and the elements. And then we get on to the cards and their meanings. Each card actually has like a kind of like an affirmation or a brief little statement. So the Fool is going your own way. And then it tells you about the meaning of the card, and then it also gives you the shadow definition, and the shadow definition is the reverse meaning if you read reversals. And it does the same all the way up through, you know, the suits. And it is just a fabulous deck. It's also got 2 little bios in the back for Meet the Makers, Lauren and Tegan. And I am so thankful to this deck. I love the court cards in this deck. Court cards have been, you know, I mean, I know what they mean, but in terms of visualizing and really being able to tune in intuitively to the personalities of the court cards, this deck has helped me beyond words. I'm so thankful to this deck. So now for the piece de resistance, I'm going to show you the cards, my favorite cards. I'm not going to show you every card in this deck because I want you to discover some of the beauty on your own when you purchase it, but I'm going to show you my faves, and I have a lot of them. So buckle your seatbelts. Here we go. The first card I have is the Ace of Pentacles, and I love this Ace of Pentacles because to me, it really makes me think of like a cornucopia, like everything is within your grasp. Infinity is within your reach. I love the color. I love the hand, you know, coming out of this beautiful flower arrangement and fruits and stuff here. I just think it's gorgeous, and it always makes me think differently. I have the World here, and it just reminds me how everything is connected. Oh, here's the backs of the cards, by the way. Justice. I love this Justice card because it reminds me of the goddess, Egyptian goddess Mot, and the scales of justice. She's got a heart and a skull, and she's standing on a sword. So I love this card. And that's a really awesome Justice card because normally I don't connect with the Justice card, but I really connect with this one. Here's the Two of Pentacles. I love this card. It makes me think of he loves me not, and decisions, and, you know, picking flower petals, and it's just beautiful colors. I love this card. Okay. The next, I love the Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to show you these two together. My personal cards, my birth cards, are the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune. I think that the Magician is just super cool looking. I mean, he just looks so awesome, and I don't know, the vibe to it, and the dream catcher, and the web, and it's just like I really feel the magic coming from him. So I love this Magician's card. I also love the Wheel of Fortune in this deck. It makes me think of abundance. It makes me think of balance. I love how she's included the phases of the moon in this deck. I love it. I love the phases of the moon in this card. Beautiful Wheel of Fortune card. I love this Eight of Cups. I think it's a different take on the Eight of Cups and walking away, and how we're not always sure where our next step will be on the journey, but I just love how it's expressed in the Broken Boardwalk. The next card is Judgment, and I love this Judgment card because it makes me think of like the apocalypse and like the asteroid that hit the dinosaurs, and like that final moment when it's about to be over, and looking back on it, will it have mattered, and what, you know, will you be happy with what you've done, you know? The next card I have here is the Devil, and this card, I believe it's a bison in this card, but to me it's just like half beast, half man, half, you know, demon almost. It's just very like dark and Rorschach test kind of ink blot. Just, it can be anything depending on whenever you look at it. It can always change. But I love this Devil card for that reason. Really makes you think outside of the box in terms of the Devil. I love this Knight of Wands card because he's a total rock star. That's like my keyword for this particular Knight of Wands. He just looks like a total badass rock star in his fur jacket with his fox and his, you know, staff, and he just is badass. The next card is the High Priestess, and I love the purple she used in this. This is just a beautiful shade of purple. And I love how, you know, even when she's reversed, she is still upright, you know, and if she's just regal, just regal, and totally brings me to my third eye and connects me to the moon. It's just everything. The next card I picked is the Hermit, and I chose the Hermit because the Hermit is a female in this deck, and I feel like I don't see that very often. I also love the coloring and the feeling like she's walking through a desert on, you know, on a pilgrimage, you know. But I think this was really well done. The next card I picked is the Moon, and the woman on this card, it just really makes me think of, what is her name? It's an actress. I believe she was in Transformers. Megan. It's going to drive me nuts now, but she was in Transformers. I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about. But just the feeling I get from looking at her is just mysterious and mystical and witchy, and I just, you know, she has so much intuition and so much knowledge within her. You know, you just get that vibe off of her. I love this Moon card. I picked the Five of Wands in this deck. I was upset when I first got this deck. I was seeing this card all the time and it made me frustrated, but that's exactly what this card depicts, right? And I love how she chose the two deer, the two bucks. I believe, you know, fighting for their territory and fighting for their beliefs and defending themselves. And, you know, it makes me think of mating season. If you watch, you know, documentaries like I do, and how they always show them fighting for the female and locking antlers. I love that image, and I'm so happy she picked that for this Five of Wands. The next card I picked is the Five of Pentacles, and I just thought it was a wonderful and different take on the Five of Pentacles. The rotten apple, the decaying apple. It just gives me a lot of different insights when I look at it, and you know, a rotten apple spoils the whole bunch, or, you know, if you take a bite of fruit, it looks good on the outside. Is it really, you know, good on the inside, or is it rotten inside? Different things like that. I love the Ace of Cups just because it's so gorgeous. Look at how gorgeous that card is. And the color and the eye, you know, it's just beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. And the eye really makes me think of intuition when I look at this card as well, and spirituality. I picked the Ten of Swords because I love that she used a vulture. I've been seeing them a lot for a long time, actually. But I love that she picked a vulture for the Ten of Swords. And to me, the Ten of Swords, although it's about betrayal and about death and about hurt, the fact that she used the vulture eats dead things. It's a scavenger. It eats the death and allows it to be reborn into something new. It's a transformation process, and the vulture is a transformer. So I love that she chose that for this Ten of Swords. And the Fool card is just so happy and fancy and free and fun and colorful and light, and the vibration is so high. I love that she chose a doe, a baby deer, in here with the Fool, the innocence, the wild abandon. It's just, it is gorgeous. Only a few more left, people. The next one is the Empress, and this just gave me a whole new vibe and feel for the Empress. She's a queen, you know. She reigns. She has everything under control. She's just awesome. Like, I just love this expression, the Queen Bee. When I see this Empress card, it's like she's the Queen Bee. She is all that and a bag of chips, people. The next card I picked is the Hierophant, and I love how this is such a different rendition and interpretation of the Hierophant. He's the shaman, he's the aborigine, he is the keeper of secrets, the knower of all, you know, the spiritual teacher. I just see so much wisdom and enlightenment and awakening and beauty and connection to spirit in this Hierophant. This card is like one of the main reasons I bought this deck. I have or had a very hard time connecting to the Hierophant card, and this has just completely knocked down those walls, and I get it. And I love him. I love this card so much. The next card I picked is the Death card, and I just love, you know, the snake. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm, you know, have a lot of familiarity with the Death card. You know, it is attached to, the sign of Scorpio is attached to the Death card in tarot, as well as the snake, so shedding old skin, transformation. I love how the snake is going through the skull, you know, transformation, change, all things, you know, change. And this card is one of the reasons that I love this deck too. It's not one of the reasons I purchased it, but I love it. Earlier I had mentioned that I was having trouble with the court cards, and this King of Pentacles just totally reminds me of the Dos Equis guy. You know, I'm sure you all know the commercial. But he's just suave and cool and under control and like a jack of all trades and just, you know, a traveler. He's worldly. And it really helped me tap into that King of Pentacles energy. So I appreciate this card very much. I picked the Six of Cups because it really shows you the web and how all things are connected. Different events in your childhood lead you to become who you are today. The weaving, the pattern of your life, different memories, different people, different relationships, how it's all woven together in the web of your life. So I appreciate the web for the Six of Cups. I like the Six of Swords because, I don't know if you can see really well. I just think it's a beautiful card for one. It's different from the typical, you know, guy rowing away, two people in a boat, Rider-Waite-Smith image. And I love how the swords, I don't know if you can see them, they're kind of blended with the trees, but the swords, to me, they look like telephone poles. And, you know, wires and that kind of thing. And it makes me think of communication. How effective is your communication? Where's your communication going? And that kind of thing. Maybe even communicating with the stars. And the last card I picked is the Two of Cups. And I just think this is a really beautiful interpretation of the Two of Cups. It's very different. I love how you see they reflect each other. I love how they're still connected. A seed of a new companionship or relationship. And I just love how, like I said, when you turn it in reverse, it's, you know, the same. They're a reflection. They're a mirror of each other. But yes, I love this deck. I love it so much. Thank you, Inner Hue. Thank you, Color Cult. Thank you, Lauren Aletta. Thank you, Tegan. Thank you, Lumina Tarot. It's just fabulous, people. I highly encourage you to get it. I believe you can get it off of the Inner Hue website, which I believe is innerhue.bigcartel.com. It comes from Australia, so if you live in the US, be patient. It will take a while. I track this baby like every day to see where it was, and I don't regret it. I'm in love with this deck. I loved it the first moment I saw it. I loved it the whole way here from Australia, and I love it now all these months later. It's really great to work with her Connected and Free Oracle. They go so well together. They're a beautiful pair, They were made to work together. They're just amazing together, mind-blowing readings together. So accurate, so spot on. At least for me, I tap into them very well.